and welcome to Dark Souls 3. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and today I finally have the chance. What we are going to do today is take a nice stroll through Dark Souls 3. And in this first episode, we're going to stroll through the opening area and just bask in the amazing environmental design that From Software put into this amazing game. I have disabled the enemy's AI, so we won't be fighting or anything like that, so we have no need for this, nor this. Let me just go into the settings and turn down these sound effects because this wind is something else. For now, at least while we're here, okay? I think 2's okay, yeah. We'll turn it up again soon when we're in a place that isn't quite so windy. But yeah. I chose the Knight as my starting class because I figured the sounds of armour clanking together might be nice, though you can't really hear it right now. So we start the game here, in the untended graves, nearby to Firelink Shrine. Or at least this game's version of it. After being awoken by the bells of awakening, or this bell of awakening, I think. My Dark Souls lore isn't too good. I'm not exactly a lore expert. Because the Lords of Cinder do not wish to perform their duties for one reason or another. That, however, does not concern us. What we are here to do is go for a lovely stroll. The idea of linking the fire is not exactly appealing to us, at least right now. We would simply like to go on a little walk, and that's just what we're going to do. You can see from all the graveyards that all the tombstones, I'm sorry, from all the tombstones this graveyard has seen a lot, and probably holds countless corpses with countless stories to tell. And here we see the first enemy in the game, a basic undead hollow with his cloak and his knife. He's taking a good look at us, but he can do nothing to harm us. And when you look up close, actually, he's quite tall. Though, I think that's just part of From Software's design. They like to size up enemies so they're easier to hit and easier to read. Move plus B is dash. I don't think we'll be needing to dash anytime soon. Yeah. If we head down here, we can find a hidden item. Now, this area might seem as though it serves no purpose, but if you look up there, you can kind of see a cave. And that will become relevant much later. Oh, it should be fully stated as well, if any of you haven't played Dark Souls 3 and do not wish to be spoiled as to story elements or areas and consider this to be spoilers, then you have been warned. Soul of a desecrated corpse. I'm sorry. I would hope that when I eventually pass, that my soul, or at least my corpse, doesn't get desecrated. just for my torn soul to be picked up by a wandering individual. So yeah, I've had this idea for quite a while now to do this. I've been playing through the game on the Xbox One, or Xbox One / Series X, and have been really enjoying it. I thought that Dark Souls 1 would be my favourite in the series when I played through that. But Dark Souls 3 has easily cemented itself as my new favourite because, well, for a variety of reasons that I'm sure I'll get into over the course of this adventure. That guy there scared me for a second. I thought that he was going to attack me, but no. Perhaps he was just standing up as a sign of respect. Oh, and I misspoke earlier, they do not carry daggers, they carry broken swords. Just look at this god rays. The way the light shines off that bell. It's really gorgeous. And here we see a familiar figure in Dark Souls lore. An individual garbed in the elite knight set of armour, who gives us an Estus flask of some variety. Now, in the first game, I think he was called Oscar, who gave us that after breaking us out of the undead asylum. And we did have a chance to speak to him, but we have no such luck here. This poor wretched man has been left to a dizzyingly depressing fate of sitting beside what looks to be a Lord vessel from the first game, presumably having his head smashed into that bit there that we see by perhaps one of these, or something else, something more sinister. We don't know the full story. You honestly almost never do in Dark Souls, and that's why it's fun to look at things like this and sort of make up your own story. It's almost tragic, really. The one purpose he serves in this game is to give us an item that's supposed to help us. And yet, on this playthrough here, we don't need the help. We won't be fighting anyone. We won't be using magic or anything of the sort. We're just going for a stroll. And as we veer to the right here, we see this hollowed undead, seemingly distraught about something. What could it be? Perhaps he's mourning a lost loved one. Or maybe reeling from a really, really bad headache. Perhaps he regrets what he did over there to that man. We don't know. And normally, one wouldn't even really question this. They would simply walk up to him and kill him. Or he would kill them, depending on their level of inexperience, and whether or not they chose the cleric class at the start of the game. Oh yes, we may be making a relaxing playthrough, but that will not stop us from dunking on miracle builds. Because even I, who is not going to raise a finger towards an enemy during this playthrough, will do more damage and create more of an impact on this game than any miracle build combined. Here we see this lovely man floating, seemingly sitting atop blades of grass. Now, I don't think you're supposed to get too close to these entities originally without them aggroing. And so it's something to keep in mind in case we ever see anything that might defy physics. head down this way, we'll find a secret mini-boss. Through the water as we wade. We slowed down even further, but that won't deter us. Come through nearer and nearer to the high wall of Lothric Castle, or Kingdom, I suppose. We find another grove within the untended groves, and a would-be foe in any other circumstance. But for now, this fully grown crystal lizard will be nothing more to us than window dressing. Now there's a nice detail that I've never noticed. This crystal lizard actually has 8 limbs. I suppose in some ways technically making it something of an arachnid, which makes it infinitely more terrifying to me. Yeah. If you look at the magnificent beard of crystals on him, and the flat-topped head, really for almost all enemies in this game, From Software should really be congratulated for their incredible enemy design. The way they took what was once a sign of, I suppose, joy in a lot of players in seeing a crystal lizard on the floor. Now, they've grown up, and I don't think these lizards will be willing to take quite the level of abuse that their smaller cousins are. And if we move over here, we'll find some kind of item on the floor. The soul of an unknown traveller. The way he's laid on the floor makes me think this traveller of unknown origins might have intended to die by this grave. But who can really tell? Not me, that's for certain. I thought we might be able to go up here, but it doesn't look like we can. So, with that, I think we're going to head back onto the beaten path. I'm going to take a sip of water. Now, as we move through here, we'll go up this bit as well for a change of scenery. I'm going to also be sucking on a butterscotch candy, a Werther's original. One, to help keep my mouth hydrated and I suppose moist, and two, because I think they taste very nice and I think it could make some decent, I don't know, sounds, I guess. I hope dropping down here doesn't kill us, but we'll see. No, not quite. That was a close call. One more foot and we would have died. Or at least we would have if this was Dark Souls 2. Or The Witcher 3, I suppose. As we move past these sorry individuals, I think we'll go and look at the ruins of this structure. And then we can head out to the titular Dark Souls skybox vista that they have to have at the start of every game. And that I wholeheartedly agree they do have to, because they are very, very pretty to look at. Here we see an enemy designed to ambush you should you come in through the front, and placed in such a way that would allow you to ambush him if you were to head through and around. Well, I suppose I shouldn't say him. This could be, for all we know, a her. If we move here just so we can get a better look at the design. Oh, the FOV does not like that. But yeah. nothing much to say that we haven't already said about the other ones here. If you read this message. Movement plus RB is kick. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, well, scratch what I said earlier about not hurting anyone. Don't look at me like that. I'm sorry. I love the way these trees seem to have taken over. Nature itself is almost trying to climb up the wall. Really shows you how long these graves must have been here. Were they built before or after the Kingdom of Lothric? Were they even originally here? There is well, I suppose it's not really a theory, it's more of a implied piece of lore that the worlds and the kingdoms are converging. Literally and physically. As we head through here, we'll get the wonderful vistas that await us. The gorgeous mountainous locations. And we truly see how high and how mighty this kingdom is. The absolute sheer size of it is really something to behold. It goes all the way down, probably further than we can even see. And if we climb up for a better view, we'll get a wonderful view of Firelink Shrine and the bell that brought us here. I did activate something to give us all the gestures as well, so we can have a good old time messing around with these. For now though, I think we're going to do a prayer to the path of the dragon. And just take it in for a second while we overlook the, well, would-be battlefield of Eudex Gunda. A Eudex, for those who don't know, I think is a kind of judge. And Eudex Gunda, being a Eudex, is meant to act as the first boss that judges any would-be champions of Ash to see whether they are worth entering Firelink Shrine and pursuing the journey and task of linking the flames. And here we see the first bonfire, a staple in the Dark Souls games. And we are, of course, going to light it. Now, as we head down, we see multiple pathways leading to grizzlingly similar places. Lost, hollowed undead, with no path, no visions, no future, simply standing around and waiting for someone other than me to come along so that they can attack and hopefully kill them. We're going to try to make this jump here, and we did. We got a Titanite shard for upgrading weapons that we are not going to upgrade. RB while falling, plunging attack. Well, no, I don't really want want to do a plunging attack. I'd rather avoid plunging attacking this individual. There we go. Excuse me, my friend, if you'll just let me past. This one has a normal sword that hasn't been damaged. Good on you for keeping good care of your weapon, my friend. I'm sorry, there aren't really any sounds in the game beyond the incessant wind. I promise as we get to other areas that should calm down a bit and I can turn up the volume so that you can hear more of the footsteps and the armour clanking. Because I know personally that's something I like hearing in these games. Down here is a sort of collection of friends, perhaps a meeting or a side conversation. Meant to not be heard by this one here, who I like to think is waiting for his friend to show up. I'm sorry, my friend. The AI pad thing will not allow them to come up here unless they are aggroed. And as you can see, they are not aggroed. Now that is a worrying sight. I thought I had deactivated Gundyr, or at the very least acted as though I'd already encountered him. And yet there he is, waiting for me, the first boss, but beside him I do see a bonfire, so I'm hoping it will still allow me to leave the arena. I would rather not fight him, as I'm sure he would rather not fight me. Yes, no, I can't pull the sword out. I think he's good. Yes. Well, I suppose this gives us a unique opportunity to actually take a look at him and his armour. Now then, from what I know of the lore, Urex Gundyr, or Champion Gundyr, as he was once known, was meant to be, well, I suppose us originally, the one chosen to call the lords to their thrones, to kindle the first flame. And somewhere along the way, he either gave up or was infected by this abyssal abomination. You see stabbed through him. Perhaps felled by a foe wielding this coiled sword. I'm not sure. Please ignore the notification sound on my phone. But either way, he failed, and now waits here for someone to remove the sword, for him to judge their right to pass. But we require no judgment. Here we see one of the graves of the Lords of Cinder, Yorm the Giant, who resides in the profane capital, deep beneath the Irithyll dungeons. I thought I heard someone walking then. Must have been nothing. Anyway, there's not much left. Let's keep walking this way. I think we're going to pick up the pace a little bit and enter a brisk jog and open this mighty door, or listen to the fire. That's a nice sound. And as we push open these great doors that may not have been opened for goodness only knows how long, we move through to a honestly stunning view of Filing Shrine from below. As we head forward and pick up this broken straightforward sword, not ford. I don't think we'll be finding any fords in this game, As we look out to the great mountainous region, we see no other signs of civilization, just endless hills and mountains. I'm going to take another sip of my water. Excuse me. My apologies. Here are a couple of undead. Oh, I'm sorry, boys, did I interrupt something? Well, I was going to sit there with them and curl up, but it looks like they don't want me here, and I'm not welcome. Here's one with a crossbow, and here's one with a spear and a shield. Well, my friend, if you're looking to guard this place, you might not want to be staring at these roots and branches. You might want to direct your attention over there, to where the undead rise from the graves. But honestly, you do you. So let's continue heading up these stairs. Or steps. I'm sorry, it's outside, so we should probably say stairs. Steps. Yeah. It's okay, I've only been speaking English for 20 years. It's fine. Now, moving through here, I wonder if the... Yes, there he is. This guy caused a lot of trouble for me originally, and as much as I would like to deal back that trouble, I won't. I think forgiveness should be practiced and preached, and so I think we'll make peace with this individual. Respectful bow. Although I don't think he much cares for it. Oh. Well, that was a weird location to discover Filing Shrine. We'll get to that location soon. But for now, I'm just going to enter Filing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did not realise how close I was to the edge there. For now, we're going to enter Filing Shrine. I think we're going to explore that a little bit, and then we'll end it. This man seems to have... oh, okay. Died a mysterious death on a tree, and he holds the east-west shield. Excuse me, gentlemen, I just wish to squeeze past. Here's another item. Well, we'll grab this, and then I think we'll head inside. Oh, this is not the entrance. The entrance is down there. We've gone a little bit above. An ember. Okay, let's pick up the pace here. We've still got a decent amount to explore and discover. Here. Hello. A homeward bone. Homeward bones allow you to return to the last bonfire that you either lit or rested at. Very helpful item until you get a certain other item later in the game. Grab here another ember, and here is an interesting sight. I believe that's the Wolf Knight Greatsword, or the sword of the legendary knight Artorius, the Abyss Walker. Eventually, one of the characters inside Filing Shrine can be seen kneeling at this grave after you perform a certain task and kill a certain boss. And look over here at this good boy. Albeit a little bit hungry, it seems. I'm hoping this will give me a newfound appreciation for the dogs in this game, considering the fact that I'm not a big fan of the dogs in the base game. They tend to teleport. And that is not an exaggeration nor a joke, they do actually teleport. Kind of, within certain circumstances. Here we go. Filing Shrine, albeit a little bit different to how we might remember it. Now we're inside here, so we don't have to worry about the annoying wind sound effects, and it's got some music, so we'll keep the music on low. That's quite nice, but I think I'll keep it on 3. And the voices can be a little bit loud, so I think we'll go around, talk to everyone, and then I think we'll end it. So, well, first off, I'll show you what's up here. Hello. The bonfire will deliver thee to Lothric. That is true, but that's for another day. Not today. Oh, we weren't really supposed to go down this way, but here is... well, here are the thrones of the Lords of Cinder. And as you can see, each and every single one of them is empty because they all have the same amount of conviction as me in the morning. They just don't want to, for one reason or another. Except for this man, who is Ludleth of Corlith, or Corland, I forget, he will tell us soon, don't worry. I do not have the oh yes I do. Okay, we'll just do this, get it out of the way. We're going to embed the coiled sword that was originally found in, well, oh that's loud, I'm sorry. It was originally found in Udexkunder. Hello lady. Tell me your story.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame and tend to thee. The Lord
I forgot
left
that the
thy bones,
camera decides where the sound comes from, so we should ought to keep the camera close to her.
thy side.
Hello.
Ashen one, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen one, bring me souls plucked from their vessels.
No. No, I don't think I will.
Farewell, Ashen one. May the flames
Oh, they shall.
guide thee.
I think after that we can turn up the voice sounds a little bit more. Let's go see what this kind, lovely, definitely not very capitalistic lady has to say.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
It's from her that we can purchase sort of consumable items and weapons. And throughout the game, as you progress, you can give her new items through handing her ash of different kinds.
Ashen one, if
Oh, she's
my
about to
wares are
say.
not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Well, I think with that, we're going to leave her alone.
Ashen one, be sure to bring more souls.
I don't think I will be doing that, because we will not be spending souls or anything of the sort. At least, I don't think I will be. This is a familiar face for anyone who has played Dark Souls 1. This is Andrew the Blacksmith, as I'm sure he's about to tell us.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust? A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose. Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Now, you may say that, but in my, I think, 75 hours or so in the game, I have never once had a weapon break. So, if you're looking to play this game for yourself, do not worry about that. You're not playing Breath of the Wild, your sword won't break after 3 swings. So by all means, hack and slash away. Here we come to what I think is the last NPC here. Hawkwood, the deserter.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. Not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think? What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends, those who would link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
Now Hawkwood here takes the titular role of being the From Software character that hangs around at the hub world and berates you nihilistically until you actually do succeed, in which case he kind of likes you and then stuff happens, but I'm not going to spoil that. At least I don't think I'm going to now. If we head down here, we come to the actual last person we need to talk to.
art unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be linked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus.
I really like that line. Speaks to his character very well. Being the...
Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee, prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
As I was saying, what with him being the only one who was called to his throne and actually came? Or did he? Maybe he was dragged. I don't know. I don't know enough to properly speak on it, but it's something to think about. Let's drop down. And now, with this, we're going to end the first episode of... Well, I don't know what I'm going to call the series yet. I think I'm going to call it Let's Stroll Through Dark Souls 3, or something along those lines, but... Well, you'll already know by the fact that you will have read the thumbnail and the title. But yes, we're going to rest at this bonfire. That was okay. I apologise for that massive amount of noise there, but now we're going to leave it. Thank you for joining me on the beginning of this stroll through Dark Souls 3. I hope you all have a wonderful time wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're with. And I hope that your lives match that in being equally wonderful. I'll see you next time. Thank you very, very much, and farewell.